So now my question is that how will you represent a graph? You guys might have already done it. You can represent a tree by some nodes and by a root, pointer to the root. So how do you represent a graph? Okay, adjacency list, very good. Any other representation? Yeah, adjacency matrix is also another representation. So there are two very popular representations. The simplest possible representation to understand is adjacency matrix. Now what is adjacency matrix representation? So very simple. We all agreed that no matter what the graph is, number of edges that you will have will never be greater than NC2, okay? Because the count of pairs is just NC2, right? And NC2 is order of n square. So what you can do is that you can come up with a matrix of size n cross n. So let's say there is a graph like A connected to B and B connected to C, okay? So you can create a matrix like this. And here rows can be numbered as A, B and C, and columns can also be numbered as A, B and C. And let's say if I talk about this particular cell, then this cell basically means whether B and C are directly connected or not. Directly connected means is there a direct edge between B and C or not. So if there is a direct edge between B and C, the value here should be 1, otherwise it should be 0. That is how adjacency matrix is populated. So it is simply a matrix of 1, 0, 1, 0, right? So what about A and A? A and A are not connected. There is no self loop over here, so it is 0. What about A and B? Yes, they are connected. There is an edge. A and C, no direct edge. B and A are also connected because this is an undirected edge. B and B, no self loop. B and C are connected. C and A are not directly connected. C and B are connected, and C and A are not directly connected. So this is how the adjacency matrix looks like. Okay, now do you see some uniqueness? Do you see something with respect to this diagonal? Yeah, so this adjacency matrix is a symmetric matrix. So basically if you put a mirror over here, you will see that for this upper triangular part, whatever you get in lower triangular part, that is the mirror image of that. And why is that happening? It's a common sense. Why? Because your, let's say this is A of ij. So your A of ij is 1 because I was connected to j. Now because connections are undirected, so if A of ij is 1, then it will imply that A of ji is also 1, right? So problem solved. So a matrix where A of ij is equals to A of ji, that is a symmetric matrix about the major diagonal. So if A of ij is, let's say, what is this? This is 0, 2 and this is 2, 0. This denotes connection of A and C, which is not there. That is the reason connection of C and A is also not there, right? So this matrix is going to be a, which kind of matrix? A symmetric matrix. Okay, what is the complexity of, space complexity of this kind of representation? If there are V vertices, yeah, so it will be V square, right? Where V is the count of vertices. Tell me one thing, sometimes what can happen is that there is a graph in which there are many vertices, but there are many less edges. For example, we have a graph like A connected to B, connected to C, connected to D, E, F, G, right? So this is a graph that has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically 7 vertices, right? And how many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 edges, okay? So to denote this graph, you would create a 7 cross 7 matrix. In that 7 cross 7 matrix, you will see that majority of the cells will be having values 0 in them. And why will that be there? That will be there because such kind of graph is also called as a sparse graph. What is a sparse graph? Where number of edges is very much less in front of VV minus 1 by 2, right? Because VV minus 1 by 2 is the maximum number of direct linkages that can be there. So if the count of edges is much lesser than this, that means that allocating order of v square space is wastage of space, right? So this is a good choice. Adjacency matrix is a very good choice actually when your graph is dense. Dense graph means that number of edges is around order of v square. But if that is not the case, then maybe this representation is wasting a lot of space for me. So did everyone understand that why this is kind of a space wastage? Because when your graph will be sparse, then this clearly is a space wastage. So what can I do better? Some of you talked about that representation, and that representation is called as adjacency list representation. Okay, so you can have an adjacency list representation. Now what is adjacency list representation? So for example, let's say you have a graph 0 connected to 1. Let's say if there are n nodes, then I'm going to label those nodes from 0 to n minus 1. This is a convention that I'll adopt. So 0 is directly connected to 1 and 1 is directly connected to 2, 3, and let's say there is one more edge over here. So adjacency list means that number of lists will be equal to number of vertices. So there will be a list for this vertex 0, there will be a list for 1, there will be a list for 2, and there will be a list for 3. Now list for any vertex will contain those vertices which are directly connected to this, directly connected. So which vertices are directly connected to 0? So here I can say that 1 is something which is directly connected to 0. For 1, I can see that 0, 2 and 3 are the direct connects. And for 2, I can see that 1 and 3 are the direct connects. And for 3, I can see that 1 and 2 are the direct connects. So basically there will be many lists. To be exact, count of lists will be equal to count of vertices that are out there. But every list will be of variable size. Every list will be equal to the number of edges which are emanating from a particular node that you are concerned about. So what do you feel? Which one has a better space management policy? Is this managing space well, or is this managing space well? This one is managing space in a much better manner, right? So here you said that the space complexity of this is order of v square. Now because when we talk about any graph, we talk about number of vertices and number of edges. So this capital V, whenever I write capital V and whenever you talk about your interviewer about capital V, this should denote number of vertices. E should denote number of edges, because this is the standard thing that everyone uses. And any complexity that you talk about in graph should not be a flyer like n square or something. It should be expressed in terms of V and E only. So here I can say that the complexity of this is order of v square. Space complexity is order of v square. Anyone who can tell me the space complexity for this? What is the space complexity for adjacency list representation? There are multiple solutions, 2 into E, V into E, and V plus E. I can say that if the number of elements in this list is n1, number of elements in this list is n2, here it is n3, and here it is n4, then it will be n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4, yes or no? I just have to know that how many elements are there in each of these lists. I'll sum them up and that is what would be the answer, right? Now tell me one thing, how many elements will be there? What will be the count of elements? So if you understand, it will be 2 into E. Why? Because for something like, let's say 2, 0 will not be there. Only those that are directly connected to it will be there. So from 2, I see that there are 2 edges. So those 2 edges from 2 are being reflected as 2 elements in the adjacency list of 2. But an important thing to understand here is that the edge here is an undirected edge. So this edge will be there in the adjacency list of 2 as 1, and this edge will be there in the adjacency list of 1 also as 2. So every edge is accounting for 2 elements in 2 vertices, in the adjacency list of 2 vertices. So basically every edge leads to 2 elements. So if there are E edges, then there will be in total 2 into E elements overall. Yeah, and you can see that there are 4 of them, and here 1 plus 3 is 4 and plus 4 is 8, right? So that works. So clearly this is better. In the worst case, both would be same. Why? Because when your, what is the maximum, E can go up to order of V square, number of edges can go up to order of V square. So when the graph is dense, when every node is directly linked to every other node, then you will see that each of them will be of size n minus 1, n minus 1, sorry, v minus 1, v minus 1, v minus 1, right? And which would be exactly something like this. But in general case, adjacency list is better. Okay. Yeah, so we all now see that adjacency list is better. So how many of you are convinced about the fact that no matter which problem of graph I am solving, I will always use adjacency list? How many of you feel like that? Okay, you have to hear me very well. No matter what problem you are solving, will you always use adjacency list? Does it have any kind of benefit over this? I want it to come from your side, any kind of benefit. In case of access, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so let us try to understand few examples. And guys, I'm talking about these things because these choices you have to make while solving a problem, okay? So better to understand these things in detail. You know, let's say there is a query, and that query is that for a given node n, so for a given node n, print all direct neighbors. So for example, if I talk about a node 1, I have to print 0, 2 and 3 because all these are direct neighbors. For 3, 1 and 2 are direct neighbors. So if this is the kind of query that you have to entertain in a question, where for every node you have to print all the direct neighbors, which representation do you think will make more sense? Will it be adjacency matrix representation or will it be adjacency list representation? It will be adjacency list, right? Because for a given node n, very easily here you can, when you let's say scan the adjacency list of a node n, the number of iterations will be equal to just the size of that list. But here, no matter what is your n, no matter what node you are talking about, you have to always perform order of v iterations. Okay, and here in the worst case you have to perform order v iterations, right? So here I can say that adjacency list looks like better. Now let's say there is another question where there is a query which gives you I and j and asks you whether I and j are directly connected to each other or not. So if somebody asks you something like that, any thoughts on that? What would you do? Which representation will you use? You must use this representation because here you just have to do an array lookup. You have to check the value of a of ij, okay, whether that is 1 or 0. But in this case, you have to scan that list. So depending upon the queries, the choice of the representation. Okay, let me take a question. So Shashwati is asking, we can find if edge is present between two vertices in order 1. Yes, you can do that by using adjacency matrix. What if there are no edges? Won't we still need V space in practically implementing adjacency list? Yes, the answer is yes. That makes sense actually. So when you say 2E, this 2E was basically for, you know, the count of this that you have, which is the count of elements that you have. Certain times what can happen is that you have a graph like this, 0, 1, 2, 3. So there will be a list which will be empty for 0. For 1 also it will be empty, for 2 and 3, for everything it will be empty. So you can say that there are 4 different lists that are there, but they do not contain any element. But pointers to these lists will exist, like vector or something, right? So in that case, V amount of space is required. So you can say that overall it will be V plus 2E. You can sometimes say that E kind of dominates, but E will dominate only in those cases where you clearly see that number of edges are more or the graph is a dense graph. So basically you can talk about in terms of V plus 2E. That will be the exact space complexity of it. Okay, now tell me one more thing. 2D matrix everyone knows how to implement. If you have to store representation of graph as an adjacency list, which data structure will you use? What can help? Data structure or any matrix is not a good choice. Map is also not a good choice. Map is not a good choice because lookups in maps can be costly. Okay, vector of vector looks like much better, isn't it? I can have a vector of vectors. So what you can do is that if you know that there are v vertices, so there have to be v different lists, and every list can be thought of as a vector. So I need a vector of vectors of integers, because every node is represented by a label which is an integer, and I can call it as adjacency list. And this adjacency list could be of size v or v plus 1. If the labeling is from 0, it could be of size v, right? So the moment you do this, there are v different pointers that get initialized to start pointing to those lists. So order v space is declared here itself, and then 2e more spaces come as and when you push elements, right?